What's going on, everybody? My name is Austin. You're back. Burgerfight Gaming. And this is Hurt Lie I Try to Believe. This game contains disturbing subject matters and might not be for everyone. If you're an emotionally sensitive person, you may not want to go through with playing this. Fuck you. Anyway, so like I said, it's called Hurt Lie I Try to Believe. I found it on Steam for free last night. Pretty much just goes over the basic, like, how a toxic relationship affects one young man. So full screen because my fucking are recording. I don't feel like doing anything else, but it's like, fuck off. Anyway, as you see, I can't load anything because I haven't done anything. So, I'll go ahead and start. Wonder why I didn't notice at the time the meaning behind all of this. Ooh, it's getting good. Now that I understand it, I can declare with certainty that my life would have been completely different if I had seen through it sooner. Was I too sensitive? Or maybe I simply wished I didn't really understand. No matter. Maybe you will see the truth where I couldn't. Let's hope. It all started in elementary school. Oh, hold on. Okay, I should go ahead and full screen. Okay, so I'll just have to merge those videos later, but I had to full screen. Okay. Not middle school nor high school, but elementary school, just to tell how long she's been tormenting me. Yes, a girl. It's always been about a girl, isn't it? Couldn't have been a rivalry between boys. No, it needed to be a girl. Fuck. There's no predetermined time to mark when exactly this happened. It just kind of turned out this way, I guess. The moment I laid eyes upon her, I knew I would hate her. Yeah, okay. She was tall. Well, not tall, but still taller than me back then. You know how it goes. Her hair was not very long. Boyish was probably a good way to find it. But again, this wasn't such a surprise at that time. Her strength must have been similar to mine even. Her features resembled most of the girls. She wasn't special, that's for sure. She just had brown eyes, black hair, a cute little girl, and it stopped at that. Just that. Yet there was one thing, only one simple thing that separated her from the rest of those pure girls. Her eyes. There's something, I'm not talking about twinkles or anything of the sort, I'm talking about something darker, something that doesn't belong to a kid. But she hid it, or at least she tried to. And it worked with most people, but not with me. Wonder if she saw the same thing in my eyes. Maybe that's why I felt so contempt toward her. Maybe that's why she answered that contempt with some unknown feelings of her own. I don't know how it happened. Did she provoke me first, or was I the one pushing this conception as a sole intent of our relation? The fact that we were rivals. I think it started because she was beating me at running. She was beating me pretty much everything, really, but I think running was something more perceivable, and that's why I felt it weighing so much more on my mind. To be beaten by a girl. And it wasn't that she had a talent for running or whatever, it was simply that I was mediocre, and it would have been alright with me if it weren't for that smile. That smile always teased me so brightly, so it wasn't that compelling either. I mean, more often than not, she would be missing some teeth due to growth, so... But again, I don't fully remember why she started doing this, but every time she finished, game catch up. My game is, okay. This is fun. I like sitting here. She finished before me in a race during PE. She would always look at me with that smile and say, "Better luck next time, Tim." So I'm Tim. For me, it was the greatest insult for a boy who tries to distinguish himself from the others in an environment such as elementary school to be beaten and laughed at by a girl. There's no way I wouldn't take it personally, so I made it kind of my life mission to beat her at every opportunity I get. But sadly for me, I was just an average guy, and while she too was an average girl, she was still slightly better than I was. I think for her it was simply a game, something to put a smile on her face or to feel proud about, seeing me fail and looking so irritated by that fact. She might have thought I was also amusing myself somehow. It was only when winter came that she understood the depth of my feelings. We were playing King of the Hill on a snow mountain with a couple of kids. What with the wind chimes? Why are they loud as fuck? I said we, but we weren't friends or even really acquainted one another. We knew each other's names, but that was that. Maybe it made me even more of an impact because of this. Because no one was really playing aggressively. We were just kind of pushing each other out from the top of the mountain to claim it our own. But when I saw her, that girl, climb to the top of the mountain and try to take even this fleeting achievement from me, I just kind of snapped. And I remember thinking, this is mine. You won't take it away from me. And she didn't. She didn't because I grabbed her with all my strength and threw her to the bottom of the mountain, directly on the hard ground. It must have hurt. It must have hurt really bad, but my thoughts weren't there. I was completely euphoric by the idea that I protected what was mine, that I was finally beating her at something. I guess our strengths were really no match after all. The kids were all regrouping themselves around her for some reason, and I finally understood that I did something that I shouldn't have done. Their glares on me told me so. Yet, I didn't feel bad. I mean, this girl's been tormenting me way more than this, but they didn't know. How could they know? Finally, the girl, Cassandra, got up painfully from the ground. She didn't cry. She didn't try to stir up compassion from those around her. No, she simply looked at me. Oh. Looked at me with those eyes. That's when I knew she finally understood how I feel. That's when I knew she finally started hating me. She became serious. That rivalry I thought we had was nothing more than normality for her. So by seriously trying to beat me at everything, she became one of the best students in our class. I could say some stupid shit, like I wanted her to become this way because I knew she was faking to be someone else. But that's clearly not the case. The reason I ever had in wanting to crush her were simply juvenile and immature ones at best. I don't think she was fake before by any stretch of the imagination. I just think she had that much potential. Sure, I also became better because of that fact, but she always had the last word in the end. And her smile changed too. There was no longer this faint warmth emanating from it. It was cold, like this thing I thought I had once seen in her eyes. She finally looked at me the way I always looked at her, I guess I opened her eyes, and then she saw me for who I truly was. I didn't feel bad about it. At least I thought I didn't. If I had any emotion back then, it was probably numbed by the excruciating feeling of being humiliated. Also, she stopped saying her usual line when beating me. She continued saying something alright, but it was no longer that line. Instead, she just said something like, "Are you even trying?" And she would say it as often as she could. And it was no longer simply we were running against each other, but also during our academic reports, even during luck-influenced games. My elementary school life ended with an extremely bitter aftertaste. I became the laughingstock of my class, and I somehow helped Cassandra become even better than she already was. A complete defeat indeed. But there would be no other chances for me to prove my worth. But there would be other chances for me to prove my worth. I knew there would. A chance to crush her, that is. Middle school brought some change with it. Well, not right away, but in the second part of the first year for sure. I became taller, or maybe she became smaller? I don't know, since she was the sole thing I ever set my eyes on. She became my reference when it comes to any kind of physical changes. I could hardly believe it, yet it was something anyone could have predicted, me becoming taller than her. For some unknown reason, we still ended up in the same class. We had somehow chosen the same options. Disgustingly enough, our hatred toward each other was still very real. So it was like we only picked things from where we left off during elementary school. Her hair was out longer. She started little by little to take up shapes which made her body no longer be regarded as one of a kid anymore. Even I could see how beautiful she was becoming, yet I was still repulsed by her. Likewise, it changed into a drastic fashion. I became taller and I gained some mass along the way. Again, I was very much an average guy, but I still tried the best I could to keep my body in shape in order to eventually win against her. And that paid off, or maybe it was just a direct result of those apparent changes, but in any case, I finally started to have the upper hand on her. At least during PE and other physical competitions, I was no longer chasing her, she was now chasing me. You really show a little bit of determination? That was my line. What a joke, really. Couldn't even think of anything clever to say, so I just stole her line and made it my own. And it wouldn't stop at that. I wanted my back to be as far in front of her as it could possibly be. So So I decided to start playing basketball to build up stamina and keep my body in shape. In no time, I became somewhat popular. I don't think I was any good, really. My whole team was just that bad, that's all. And anyway, popularity didn't interest me. My eyes were still locked on her all this time. Sure, I played the card of the cool kid, faking to enjoy everyone's eyes on me, but it was just another way to get back at her. Cassandra, just her name makes me shudder. She was popular in elementary school, and now she was kind of distant and solitary. Didn't look at me and acknowledge my existence. It was how I thought, but every time I looked at her, she never looked at mine. I came to realize that she had lost all interest in our rivalry. It was only natural. I mean, she no longer had any chance when it comes to physical performances. So I decided it was time to change the gears. If I wanted to take everything away from her, I would need to build up not only my body, but my mind too. If that bitch is ignoring me like that, I'll show you just how much you made me suffer. This is getting dark. It took me a long time to better my academic results. A long time indeed. It was all natural to me, so in the end I had no other choice but to drop the basketball team in order to focus on my studies. The 2 years of middle school ended, but she was still only one step in front of me. One day to the next, she would stop teasing me or even look proud of what she's accomplished. The glimpse of darkness that I once saw in her eyes was now only the thing persisting to be seen throughout her features. High school finally came, but luck was not on my side this time around. We no longer had any classes in common. Luck? Wonder why I looked at it this way. Probably because tormenting her gave me so much satisfaction. It didn't matter though. I could still compete with her in the midterm exams and the likes. All I needed to do was to keep on studying until I felt completely satisfied with my results. My popularity had already degraded almost to the point of being called inexistent. Yet there were still girls that confessed to me from time to time. Every time I would turn them down though, if I had time messing around with the girls, I probably would have had to study even longer than I already was. At least that's how I tried to keep myself focused, so you understand, I felt pretty stupid when I first saw her with a boy. Until then, she didn't seem to show any interest in the opposite sex. I wonder why it changed now of all times. I don't know, high school's a weird time. Sure, she was quite...
College is worse, apparently.
I didn't go to college.
Chicks get about 60% more fucking freaky.
Oh yeah, I was too stupid to go to college.
Nah, don't worry about that, no. Just go to a party sometime and you'll see like most of the chicks fucking kissing and making out.
I'm a kind of inward person, so the parties kind of...
I understand.
She was quite good looking. She was a lot more feminine than when she was younger. No wonder she would be popular with the boys. But with how long I've been watching her, I couldn't think of it in any other way than why now of all times. I was mad. I was disappointed. I felt humiliated. So, does that mean she doesn't need to study as much as I do to beat me? Is that what she's trying to say? This made me put even more effort into my studies. There's no way it's going to end up the way you want it to be at this time. I was sure that I would crush on her during our midterms. But I would crush her. My bad. So, you can imagine my surprise when I actually did. The grades of the top 50 were displayed on the sheet of paper in the main hall at school. Normally, she would be in the top 5 while I would be in the top 10. This time around, it was reversed. How could this be? Studied. I was angry. I should have been happy, but it wasn't. How could this be? This was supposed to be this way. Or this wasn't supposed to be this way. There's too large a margin between the two of us. This was impossible. I remember that right then and there I looked around me, really pissed off. That's when our eyes met. For the first time in at least a year and a half, our eyes met with each other, and while mine were extremely cold, hers were as passionate as ever, as if she never changed during all those years. She even smiled at me, disgustingly so. I walked in her direction, able to keep my cool. "What's wrong with you?" I blurted out as if there was intimacy in our relationship, when in reality, it was the first time I spoke to her ever since middle school. "Oh, excuse me?" she said to me, trying to look clueless as for the reason of my forceful approach. "Shut up, Brian." What a great actress she is, as if she doesn't know the reason for me to be all worked up. "Is this because of your new boyfriend? Is this jealousy I hear? She's doing this on purpose. Don't fuck with me." I take hold of her collar aggressively and look her directly in the eyes. I hear others around us talking as though I'm about to hit her or something. They seemed almost scared of what I might do, yet she doesn't look scared at all. She reciprocates my stare and waits for my words. "What is it with that grade, huh? Are you not taking it seriously anymore now that you have a boyfriend? Is that it? My grade? So you came to talk to me just because of my grade? Her eyes became stern. The inoffensive smile she once had on her face disappeared viciously. Tell me, why is it? Why is it she's changing all of a sudden? This shouldn't happen. Why you ask? I don't know. It just ended up that way, that's all. Don't give me that shit. I know you. You know what? She pushed me. Upon hearing my words, I lost the hold I had on her as a direct result. You know something, Tim? You? Whatever. You better go get your act together next time or else Else what? A guy closed up on us and put his hand on my shoulder, in a warning kind of fashion. Just got trouble with you, Cass? I shook his hand off me and walked away without looking back. I'll show you next time who's the best between the both of us. You better prepare yourself. I think she said something back to me, but I didn't hear it. I was too extremely frustrated by her attitude to hear or see anything around me. People probably looked at me the wrong way, but it didn't matter to me. What the fuck is going on? That's gonna be like a relationship. As if everything I've been doing has no value. As if I was ever the only one seeing ourselves as rivals. But this should be okay now. By confronting her like that, I gave her a little push. That's all she needs. Her pride will come out on top in the end. I don't want to lose this. I don't want to lose her. I'll show her. Just you wait, Cassandra. How stupid I was, not understanding that the person I thought I hated most was also the one I needed the most. This is what we call irony? I had studied for the past 3 years on a multitude of subjects, yet I was so extremely clueless to the most natural things surrounding my life. It was only the next exam. At the next exam week that I finally realized the obvious flaw in my way of perceiving the world. I was so sure of myself. Oh, for that I was. There was nothing else occupying my mind during all those weeks of self-study in cram school. I'll beat her fair and square. Last time wasn't a fair fight. She had purposely neglected her studies for something as stupid as love. But now it would be different. I guess it's probably because of my obsession in studies that I had yet to notice something so important. Something that I shouldn't have missed. In front of the piece of paper which numbered out the best students, I was searching frantically like a madman for something that was definitely supposed to be there. Not there, not there, not there, not even there. What the fuck? That's impossible. She must have changed her name or something. This can't be happening. But no matter how many times I looked at it, I was forced to conclude the same thing over and over again. She wasn't here. She was not in the top 50. I thought that maybe ridiculously enough, she'd even skipped a year somehow, even though we're in the middle of the semester. But she wasn't in the top of the third years either. How could that be? I went directly to the ones in charge of the stupid list. They probably had made a mistake unless useless as they were. It's where I heard something preposterous, something so fucking ridiculous I had no other choice but to snap back at them and insult the lots of them. They told me this was the most serious tone there is, that she had quit school a month and a half ago. Quit school? A fucking month and a half? So while I was uselessly, obsessively, foolishly trying the best I could to pass this girl that I had thought was my equal, she was messing around probably with boys or whatever and didn't think of me even worth the effort. She probably thought she already had everything in life. She was so fucking good and she left me here like a fool lingering with this fucking feeling inside of my throat that just doesn't want to disappear. I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to believe it, but it was the truth nonetheless. I was just too fucking blind to see it coming, that was all. Fuck! That bitch! She won even when I was sure of winning. This hopeless feeling I was so eager to give her was now stuck with me, unable to get rid of it. She was no longer someone I could go head to head with since she had given up entirely. I asked for the reason of her departure and they told me it was of a personal matter. Probably had something to do with her family or whatever, but I knew it wasn't. Fucking bullshit! It was probably her way to get back at me, knowing that I was finally going to beat her. She just ended up quitting to make sure it never happens. Then I had a revelation. What if I decided to wait for her another year? Yeah, that'd be a great idea. I just need to purposely fail, and then I realized I just topped number 2 in my class, my last academic results, and I was pretty much sure of passing. I'm lost, guys. I may have told you a completely wrong thing about this game, because the way I understood it was these two were like in a relationship, and she was toxic, and they had to like figure it out, or he had to figure it out, but This is not what I thought it was, and I'm very afraid. I'm trying to get better at my voices, like adding inflection, you know. I was working. I don't know. Oh, that one hurt. That's hiccups now. Shit. This is over. I had lost the one thing that was keeping me going. For a time, I seriously wondered what I was going to do with myself now that I lost all interest. It eventually didn't matter all that much since I had done this for a good part of my youth. I couldn't easily stop. So I just continued studying the best I could with emptiness as my sole source of motivation. High school came to an end extremely quickly. The last day of school, I looked around and saw a lot of students happily chatting together, probably feeling proud about themselves. Some had boyfriends and girlfriends at their side, their arms around them, as though the world had no longer any secret to them. I was the best of my class, one of the best of the whole school, and yet I knew nothing. I felt hollow. I was already going to top university. I could see my future without anyone telling me, yet I had lost something by becoming who I am. I know this, but since I'm not one of them, I don't know what it is. A group date, maybe? I didn't know that was just chapter 1. I never got this intro. 2 years. It took 2 years to see her again. By that time, my majoring was very well underway, as I started to be used to university lifestyle. I was living on my own inside a gloomy one-room apartment for less than a year. I had zero passions. I only knew how to do one thing correctly, which, of course, studying. As if the subject of a curse a long time ago. I didn't know why I was so into it. Yeah, I'd probably have lots of doors opened up to me in the future, but what if I don't want to enter any of them? I have no motivation to climb up the ladder, and surely wouldn't know what to do with all the money being thrown at me. But I guess this type of attitude can attract some people, as if they know talking to you would inevitably boost their own self-esteem. That's not my first friend since, well, I've ever had a friend before. Well, it's not as if I was seeing him as a friend either way. He was in most of my classes during high school and took that as an opportunity to start socializing with me during our courses together. I went with the flow, finding my own amusement in his somewhat carefree demeanor. That's when one day, out of nowhere, he decided to invite me to this... I don't remember how it was pronounced. I can't call it a date. A group date, maybe? Fuck it. Anyway, it was this thing where a group of men and women at the same age and logically at the same number meet each other for almost the first time in an attempt to find love. So, a speed date. It was obviously a cheap excuse for trying to find somebody to empty your load in, but whatever. To the point I was in, it didn't matter all that much. Trying to fuck someone was, as most of men my age, at any age really, one of my priorities. Even though pretty much inaccessible, I didn't get out of my way to try to have sex. It's part of the reason why I had zero sex life. I feel you, man. So I accepted. He was kind of odd, though. He said to me, "You won't regret it, Tim. I even have surprises waiting for you." And he would laugh like an imbecile. He was an imbecile, but... And I was only realized what he meant by that when I entered the bar we were meeting at. There were 7 waiting, 8 with me, 4 boys and 4 girls. 2 of those girls were completely unattractive, fat or with big chin and weird hairstyle. The other one was already almost in bed with the big mouth guy, so those 3 were unfuckable. That was my first thought upon entering the bar. Got a good idea to read it. Second thought wasn't as different as the first one, but still very surprising indeed. It was her. She was there drinking beer, casually talking with that other guy, sports like type. The other one unfuckable, but of course not for the same reason. Let's just get out of here. This is so pitiful, it's not even funny. That's why Mike, my friend, noticed my arrival and forcefully introduced me to the group. "Oh, this is the guy I was talking about. Hey Tim, come, don't be shy. We were waiting for you." I almost clicked my tongue out loud, but I thought otherwise. Maybe that big chin one could be fuckable with a couple of beers. Beer goggles, huh? I sat next to my friend. I tried not to look too much on the right hand side of the table because the symmetry irritated me somehow. He said my name out loud and said everyone else's name right after. I don't remember any of them, and seriously don't want to use even the most useful part of my brain to store one of them. I so politely greeted everyone until it came to that. I could introduce you to Cassandra, but I guess I don't have to, right? I looked at him annoyed. He was clearly happy to introduce her to me, as though meeting her again would make me happy, like it's a gift or something. What the fuck does he even know the fact we already knew each other? I said, yeah, with a hand scratching my hair, a bit flustered. Likewise, she didn't look my way all that much, only said hi with a voice that could be misunderstood to as a whisper. I'm grateful for that, even if I harbored hate for her for the most part of my life, and probably still, the fact that she understood my reluctance to face her was what saved the little composure I had left. So I was able to enjoy my beer while chatting with the group of people around me. Oh, sorry guys, I'm tired. It didn't disturb me all that much that she was actually there. I was just that in the heat of the moment I didn't know what to think of it. I didn't even understand the feeling I had for her anymore. I hated her for such a long time that for me it was as though she wasn't even human. And the fact that she had disappeared completely from my life at one point, my mind only assumed that she was dead. Oh, I skipped something. Oh shit. Didn't understand the feeling. Oh, okay, no, I went back. So a non-human presumed dead, looking so lively and joyous, it was only natural that I was baffled a bit. Yeah, that's a good reason. She was sexy, no longer cute or beautiful, but sexy. She had a blue shirt which underlined well her overly seductive forms, a black skirt that I couldn't see very well due to the table, and her hair was loose and ended in a bit under her chest. I tried not to look at her, but it was hard when surrounded by ugly girls. I still did what I must and tried to hook up with the chin girl in front of me. After an hour and a half, I was at my fourth beer, and the first couple decided to finish the night alone. This made things a bit complicated. Now, there were me, the fat girl, my friend, the big chin, sports dude, and whatever, the other girl that I once knew. So it was obviously becoming harder and harder to actually not interact with her. That was when the phone of the girl in front of me, chin, started vibrating. She became kind of hysterical by I think it was a message that she received on her phone. She said a couple of words to the fat girl sitting next to her and took off. The fat girl looked at me a bit awkward and said, sorry, her ex just texted her, so, as if it was the most understandable thing in the world. So that ugly chick just dumped me for that guy that probably flushed her a while ago. I was depressed, but not for her departure per se, obviously. At least the alcohol started to do its work. That's kind of fucked up, the way he's talking about all these women. Because all women are beautiful. It doesn't matter. You know, big chin, stupid hair, if you're heavy, it doesn't matter. All women are beautiful. Gotta make sure my camera's still set right. It looks like it is. Yeah, it should be fine. Holy shit. It's been a long day, so it's gonna get longer. That's when everything started to... Shut the fuck up, phone. That's when everything started to turn into the wrong direction. My friend who was seated on my left in front of the fat chick was now sitting on my right. Sports dude who was once chatting with that girl was now enjoying his time with the fat chick on my left. That's when I realized that my friend, without notifying me in advance, started a group conversation with her and me. So, from where do you two know each other? I was sitting at the table, or maybe at the beer in my hand, trying not to look too interested. I think she answered him something while giggling, but I don't remember all that much. She too seems to be drinking quite heavily. That long? Man, I bet you're glad to be able to meet each other like this. Maybe it's fate. Who knows? Doesn't mean fate. He was irritating me. It was obvious that he was the one who pulled this off. Perhaps they were enmeshed with each other to humiliate me or something. That's when I uttered something that I probably shouldn't have. I don't know why I thought it would be a great idea. Tell me. Looked at him with a bit of defiance. How do you know that she and I know each other anyway? I looked at every change in his expression. I probably thought he would be confused and able to explain it properly, but that wasn't it. He was surprised that I didn't know the reason behind it. Come on, man, everyone in high school probably knew about it. Don't you remember that nasty girl with her friends who were starting bad rumors about Cass because she just quit school? Ah, fuck, now I remember. Oh man, I remember still. You were so ruthless. You walked up to those girls and started insulting the shit out of them. How uneducated they were and how they were wasting their time and had no future. Then you started numbering every achievement Cass ever accomplished, to the prize she won during the piano competition, to the national rank she topped with her academic results. And you know I'm not the one to hit a girl or anything, but this was one was asking for it, and she didn't try to listen one bit. She was continually cutting you off about some bullshit she heard somewhere down the street. How ridiculous. So I hit a woman? Because she's talking shit on somebody I hate. Why is that? This is when I was still very much on edge from losing what I thought was my only drive in this world. Some bitches were bad-mouthing her about something along the line of prostitution or some stupid shit like that. It was a week after she had just quit school. Anything goes, I guess. But then, since they had nothing else more useful to do, they started to say some bullshit about cheating during exams, giving sexual bribery to teachers in order to stop the top higher in midterms. So I lost my shit because telling those ridiculous things would insinuate the rival I always thought was equal would be nothing more than a fake. And this was completely unacceptable. And yes, I would have beaten the shit out of them if it weren't for the teacher meddling with it. Hey Tim, do you remember what you shouted at her to make her shut up? Enough! Even if she prostitutes herself or even cheats during the midterm, doesn't that change the fact that she's way better than lots of you? At least she achieved everything she had ever set herself out to do. You low-life bitches, you'll never understand the meaning of the term achievement as long as you still live in this world. Do you understand, you little piece of shit? Damn. Savage. Remember down to the very last syllable. I had no fucking clue why though. He said it out loud, not nearly as perfect as I remembered it, but it was still surprising hearing it from someone else's mouth. I then instantly noticed her blushing, but understanding the meaning of those words. This was bad. It was a misunderstanding. I never said this in order to protect her. I said it because at the moment I knew for a fact that you were head over heels for her, and I found it so tragic you probably never had the chance to say it to her. So you can understand why when I met with her out of absolutely nowhere at my part-time job. He casually points to her. I had to try and arrange something out for both of you. So that's why he invited me here tonight. I was then on my fifth beer and was not what we would call a heavy drinker back then, so I was agitated, alright. It was easily concealed by my wasted features, which were naturally much more blatant. Yeah, man, what else? We're friends, right? You look so down all the time. I thought this might cheer you up. You didn't have to. Seriously, you didn't have to, you fucking idiot. She wasn't saying anything, but she was looking my way silently, but I couldn't muster the strength to look at her directly. Fuck. I wonder why she was so silent when he was saying all those things, which were directly related to her. Then, oh, that's my girlfriend texting me. Sorry guys, I gotta go. Maybe his friend got himself up in a hurry. What? What do you mean you have a girlfriend? What was he doing here then? Yeah, tonight was for you, man. He approached me and slightly with his breath, bringing a sense of warm beer with it. He whispered in my ear. Enjoy yourself, will you? Enjoy yourself, will you? And with this, he disappeared without a trace. Well, not disappeared, but I was intoxicated to the point where the actions my mind perceived around me were as though they were made in fast forward. Life and time was moving rapidly without my consent. This is extremely awkward. I turned to the left to ask the other two what they planned to do. I desperately wanted to end the night right then and there, but hey, have you an idea what to... There was no longer anyone seated there. Noticing this, I looked around and realized that she and I were the only ones left at the table. It took off 10 minutes ago, maybe. Or 15? Giggle. For the first time that night, I made eyes contact with her. What the fuck is eyes contact? Her face was flushed, slightly red by the effect of the alcohol. It would have been visible to a blind that she was totally wasted. I didn't want to speak to her. I didn't want to have another minute wasted in her presence, but social etiquette was forcing me to, at the very least, make sure she doesn't die before reaching her home. Let's get out of here, I said pretty coldly. She accepted right away. She didn't show any fear of being alone with me, even though we were a complete stranger to one another. Want to take a cab? I asked forcefully, but she said, let's walk for a bit, alright? I clicked my tongue, but this is the first time I made sure she heard it alright. She didn't mind, or at least she didn't show it. What is this? What is this? Are these like the weirdest walking sounds I've ever heard in my life? Oh, they're gone. Are we just not walking anymore? Did I wait too long and now you're not walking? Let's keep going. Fuck it. She had a smile plastered on her face ever since we left the bar, not slightly affected by my cold behavior. She looked happy, irritatingly so. We didn't talk at all. We were completely silent, and it was alright with me. I think that this Tim guy is a toxic one. She's just an innocent bystander. It was alright until she stumbled a bit on my shoulder accidentally. Sorry. Her body touched mine. I felt for 2 extremely little seconds. It lasted the form of her breath on my arm, and the palm of her hand on my shoulder. It was then that I realized she was a member of the opposite sex. You just not realizing that? She looks happy, doesn't she? With the happiness that she stole from me. If she hadn't quit school on that day, I'm sure our expressions would be reversed right now. Yet she's always been the one with a smile in the end, while we continued walking silently, but we were somehow closer now that I helped her back on her feet. Wait a minute, isn't this the kind of situation you know? That one where I walk her by the close hotel and she's too wasted to understand what's going on? If I asked her nicely, she would even follow me willingly. Maybe she's still a virgin. Wouldn't that be wonderful? I couldn't satisfy myself by taking away her pride back then, but what about now? I could probably rape her and take this away from her. That pride, most of all, that smile. What? Huh? Sir! No! Oh! What the fuck? I don't know what to fucking say. Like, this is the first time I've ever seen a game like the main character talking about raping somebody. What the fuck? Oh, I might not even put this on YouTube anymore. I might just stop right now because it might never even go up. I don't fucking know. I don't want to go any further. I'm scared that the FBI is watching this right now when they're getting ready to bust down my fucking door, set my fucking computer on fire. I don't want to play anymore. I'm not having fun. This has not been a fun game. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. I really fucking don't. I just want to be done. I don't want to be known as a bitch throughout the whole internet because I didn't finish this game. It's fine. Just know the fuck out. Should have taken my meds last night, but I didn't. I'm an idiot. My jeans is starting to feel tight by those simple thoughts. I take another hard look at her. Yes, what a beautiful body she has. Those hips and those breasts. Even her lips seem obscene right now. It'd be a total shame for her to be entirely ruined by a complete stranger. To be completely stained without any means of getting this purity she had. I'm gonna get a little closer to make it. I could probably play with her over and over again until her mind becomes as hollow as mine. It has now reached its complete magnitude. A throbbing sensation is starting to be felt. And in anticipation... Actually, hold on. Why am I doing this? I'll just pick it up. It has now reached its complete magnitude. A throbbing sensation is starting to be felt in anticipation for this forbidden act. My thoughts are drowning themselves in. Let's unplug this. I feel like I'm about to unplug it. One simple look at me would have probably given it away, but she's too preoccupied with trying to walk straight to even look my way. Imagining such pressure, so tainted with the sin of my imagination, let loose without any restraint, only pushes me further down this unforgiving path that shouldn't be crossed. But I already decided, didn't I? I'm already fantasizing on her purity, only to increase the pain I would most definitely inflict on her. I want to make her cry, realizing she will lose something she will never get back. At that time, I will lick every last tear from her face until she's completely drained out. My hand approaches her thighs slowly. If I could simply get my hand around her to help her keep her balance as an excuse, I could easily control her destination. That moment will seal her fate. And at that time, I will rip away that smile from her perfect face that I always hated so much. Maybe at the end of the day, I will be satisfied enough to forgive her. Maybe at the end of the day, I will finally become whole again. The only thing I regret is not having acted the part at the start of the night. If I had faked to be gentle and caring, had laughed with her about how young we were back then, I could have pushed her even further down the road of complete hopelessness by betraying even her expectations. She said softly out of nowhere. I probably stopped my hand from getting any further. I didn't notice because I was too focused on her alluring forms, but she was looking at my face. For how long, I had no idea, but she saw it. I'm sure of it. My disgusting expression already tarnishing her with my eyes. She saw everything, and yet the only thing she said was, I'm sorry. I knew how much you hated me, yet Then she stumbled upon me again, with even less restraint. Her eyes, those eyes I remember, but they're really this way? It can't be. I stopped brusquely. By that means she stopped to herself. Do you have any money? I asked mechanically. Not much, she replied as if knowing the question would inevitably be asked. Can't be helped. I pulled out my phone and again mechanically inputted a string of numbers. What are you doing? I didn't reply to her. I didn't even look her way. Instead, yes, at the intersection of, and I put away my phone emotionlessly. Tim, I thought it would have been nice to talk for a bit. Don't you wanna? She seems let down. What does this woman want from me? She didn't see my face just a moment ago. Is she that desperate to be raped by some loser like me? I take my wallet out, take out two $20 bills and shove it in her hand violently. Tax will be here in 5 minutes. This should cover the bill. I turn around without waiting or saying goodbye for all that matter. She doesn't say anything either. She simply looks at me with those eyes. Those eyes, which are even colder than mine. I hope this is working right. I have no fucking idea. And with that, we are fucking done. Okay, yeah. This has been a really interesting fucking game. I don't like it. I don't want to be a part of it. No. Save. Right here. This is fine. Quit. I'm done. I'll come back to it later when I have taken my medications and I'm more sedated. I'm not doing it right now. So, if you liked this video, which if you did, what the fuck is wrong with you? I don't even like this video right now. I know it's a game. I need to calm down. Holy shit. I'm gonna do this again. That's all I'm doing. So if you liked this video, please like and subscribe. If you have suggestions, gameplay tips, comments, put in the comment section below. And I will see you all in the next episode.